What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're gonna do a review of the Brixton. I've been riding this Brixton for like a year and 3 months, so I got a really good idea of what the bike is capable of, how reliable it is, and if you should buy a Brixton or if you should go for something different. Now, I was planning to do this a long time ago. I promised it to a subscriber but didn't really got time for it and just forgot about it. But last week another subscriber reminded me of doing this review. This is gonna be my honest review. This is not gonna be sugarcoating the bike at all. This is gonna be a honest review. What's wrong with it, what's good with it, and what I would improve on it. So let's get started. So first of all, what I want to talk about is the bike itself. What does Brixton tell you about the bike? So the specs of the Brixton BX 125X, this is the model that I got, the matte black. You can get it in green, but this is more like a off-road type bike, a scrambler bike with the knobby tires. This is just what I got. If you get the other types of Brixtons, you get a glossy tank style, a chrome exhaust, a different handlebar. Just go check them out on the website and find what you need. But basically the whole frame, the engine is the same, so it's pretty much the same review for every single Brixton that you can buy. So the specs are, this is a 125cc bike. It has 1-cylinder 4-stroke air cooled, so no liquid cooled. It has 8.3 kilowatts power at 9,000 RPM. With 2.7 liters of fuel we get a 100-kilometer trip. The weight of the bike is 143 kilograms, so a pretty light bike. It's fuel injected, so no carburetor, so that's more practical for maintenance. And yeah, that's pretty much the specs of this bike. Now, I have done some modifications to my Brixton. If you want to check them out, the links will be in the description down below with all the mods that I did, all the videos. Currently we are rewrapping the exhaust pipe. I already painted it. If you want to see that video, subscribe to the channel. What else did we do? We changed the exhaust pipe. We removed the stickers. There was a sticker right here, a logo right here. The front wind cap above the light. We removed the reflectors. We did a modification to the license plate holder. We changed the light bulb on the headlight. And yeah, that's pretty much all. The other videos are just maintenance, oil change, cleaning your chain, cleaning your tires. So that's not really a modification, but it's also fun to watch if you want to work on your Brixton yourself. Next up, what can you expect from this bike? It's a 125cc, so don't expect much power, don't expect incredible speeds. This is a cruiser bike. Now, I haven't ridden the cafe racer style Brixton, but with this bike you catch a lot of wind, so the acceleration and the top speed is not that great. So the top speed for this Brixton is about 105 kilometers an hour. That's the maximum speed that I got out of this bike, and I have to say the weather conditions has to be pretty perfect. No wind, sunny day, a little bit colder, so that's a good thing for an engine if it's a little bit colder outside. And yeah, 105 kilometers an hour, that's the max speed that you're gonna get out of it. There will be Brixtons that will produce more speed, but yeah, that's what I got. So the average speed from a Brixton you can expect is 95 kilometers an hour. That you will get pretty easy to that number, so that's kind of the maximum speed that you're gonna get overall. So not a fast bike, but it is fun. It's gets you going fast enough for new riders, beginner riders. So I feel like Brixton made this bike for new riders, people who want to get into motorcycling but don't really go to the 300cc or 600cc or even beyond that. They just want to get a bike, learn how to ride, and just feel out what they can expect from riding a bike, if they love it, if they hate it. And I feel like this Brixton is perfect for that. The price, I didn't talk about the price. I bought this bike for 2,800 euros. Depending on which country you live in, the price range will be different. But that is a good price for a new motorcycle. If you just want to experience riding on two wheels, the freedom that you get. And I feel like Brixton did a good job making a motorcycle accessible to a bigger crowd. People who don't have 10,000 euros for a new bike and just want to experience riding a motorcycle. So I feel like Brixton did a good job on making this motorcycle accessible to new riders. So that basically answers the next question: who should buy this bike? Should you buy this bike or should you go for a different model? I feel like this bike is for cruising in the city, going from town to town, not going really fast, just cruising around, not going on the freeway. You can go on the freeway, it goes fast enough to even legally go on the freeway, but this is more like a cruiser bike. So people who want to buy this bike expect a cruiser bike, easy style of riding, just chill, and yeah, nothing more to say. It's just a cruiser bike. So now let's talk about build quality of the bike. It is a cheaper bike, so you cannot expect high tier parts and high tier assembly. There will be some stuff that could get improved. The controls, good controls, they do what they need to do, but not the best controls. The exhaust, if you look at the video from my exhaust wrap video, when we took off the old exhaust wrap, you will see it's an exhaust wrap, and that's all. It's not top tier. It's not gonna outlast the bike. It's good enough for what you get, but it could improve. But when you improve it, the cost will go up and you will pay more for the bike. So if you're looking for that bike that's gonna last you 10, 20 years, I feel like the Brixton is not gonna do that. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good bike, it's well made, but it could improve. Let me show you some small examples. Let me show you some stuff that could improve. They work, but they could improve. For example, the clutch lever. It does what it needs to do, but look at this. That could be improved, but with improvement comes more cost. That's some stuff that could improve, but the cost will go up. So yeah, Brixton made it work. It does what it needs to do, but it could improve. For another example, the controls. You flip the switch, you start the bike, but to kill the bike, you have to put out the ignition. I feel like there could be a little switch, maybe like when you see on those bigger and more expensive bikes, there's that red switch right here where you can crank the engine and turn off the engine. That could be something that the Brixton could have, but you can start the bike and you can turn it off. So it's hard to say that they cut corners. I feel like that's a little harsh on Brixton. Next thing, like the blinkers, plastic, the backlight, plastic as well. As I said, the wrap job, your pipe will not look like this. I made it like this. I pulled it off, removed the heat trap and painted the exhaust. Link will be in the description down below. So that are just some issues that I have with the Brixton. But as I am saying, it does what it needs to do, but it could improve. So should you buy this bike? I feel if you are a new rider, you will love this bike. It will be your first bike. You will experience the joy and happiness you get when riding two wheels, the freedom, everything. then this bike will be amazing. If you are a experienced rider, this will be a motorcycle. You will ride on 2 wheels. Nothing really special, but still, it is a good motorcycle. But it could be improved. So after everything I said, you still want to buy a Brixton motorcycle. Now I receive a lot of questions about this bike, and one question that stand out was, am I too big for the bike? How tall was the guy? 1.85 m, I think he was. And he asked me, how tall is the seating position from the seat to the ground? Will I be able to ride it? And will I fit on it normally? So I got some measurements from the bike, and I'm gonna tell you what they are, so you can get a little feel, a little comparison if the bike is big or if the bike is small. So from the seat right here to the ground, it is 77 centimeters high. Now the seat curves a little bit up, so the top of the seat to the ground is 85 centimeters high. Next up is rim size. The back tire is a 17-inch and the front tire is a 18-inch. The handlebars from end piece to end piece, it is 85 centimeters wide. And the total length of the bike is 2 meters and 2 centimeters. So now what would I change on the bike that I can't really adjust myself? First of all, when you look at the video that I made of the oil change, you will see that there is no proper oil filter in the engine. Again, the filtration system of the oil that's in there works, but it could improve. I would put in a proper oil filter just to be sure, just to save your engine from any contaminations. So that is something that I would improve. Another thing is the gear ratio. In first, it's very choppy. You feel the power when you in first and you let go of the clutch, it chucks you back. And when you're at a stoplight or in traffic and you want to move a little bit up, it's a little bit choppy. So I feel like that could be smoothed out with a higher gear ratio on the first gear and a little slower on the last gear, because the bike doesn't have enough power in fifth gear to climb up in speed. Maybe that's why the bike only has an average speed of 95 kilometers an hour. The heat wrap, as you will see in the video of the heat wrap could improve. It's not proper heat wrap. I feel if you want to put heat wrap on it, do a proper job of it. Put proper heat wrap it. It's not fiberglass, Brixton. Don't joke us. It is not fiberglass. I still got it. Brixton, this is not proper heat wrap. I can touch it bare hand and I won't get any irritation. So that gives me the clue that it's not proper heat wrap. So if you want to heat wrap it, do it properly. Get some nice heat wrap. Other stuff that I want to change, yes. This knee pad. Brixton, you are not from the UK. Don't put UK flags on your Brixton. Just do a solid, maybe some lines, maybe some nice texture, but I feel like the UK flag is a little bit too much. So I would change that. Next up, the speedometer. Let me show you. Okay, let's turn on the bike. And this is the speedometer from my Brixton. So you got a check engine light. It's on because the bike is not running. It doesn't detect any oil pressure. It got a neutral indicator. We got our RPMs. We got our distances traveled. We got our speed, that is the 0. And in the left hand corner, we got our fuel indicator. I feel like the fuel indicator could be a little bit improved. It's not that clear if I'm running really low on gas or if I can still ride. The speed indicator could have been a little bit bigger. Also, the speedometer could have been a little bit raised up. I'm really nitpicky right now, but that's just what I feel that could improve. As we are talking about fuel indication, maybe get a little tap on the gas tank that we can switch to reserve if we ever get into trouble. I know it's hard to do with a fuel injection, but just give us something. Imagine this, you are riding and you see that your fuel is low. You don't know how much you can go on with it, but if you have a reserve, you can switch to the reserve and then you will know more better how far you can get on that reserve tank. So that is what I would change on the Brixton. So in conclusion, it is a good bike. It's well made, it does what it needs to do. So I feel like Brixton did a good job on it. It is a good bike to buy. So if you are considering buying a Brixton, go right ahead. It's a good bike, it's a fun bike, it's a perfect learner bike. So that's my honest review about the Brixton. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something. Now you know what you need to know about the Brixton to consider buying the bike yourself. You know the measurements, you know what's wrong with it, you know what's good with it, you know for which kind of riding you can use the Brixton. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter and on Instagram. If you like the videos that I made and you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, see you in the next one.